Hey, what's up, YouTube? It is Tuesday. As I said, I'm going to be on set all day today filming. And even if I got out early today and had a little small amount of time to skate, it is raining outside and it looks like it's going to be raining all day. I'll try and check back. I'll try and check back in a little bit later. One of my subscribers suggested that I talk about maybe one of my most fun experiences acting, or one of the gigs or jobs that I had that I liked the most. So I'm going to think about that throughout today and try and get back with a little bit of a story so I have some kind of video for today. Okay, so I am done shooting for the day. I got out and did not check the weather today. It is completely raining out. It's been raining out for most of the day, and not a great day to bring your skateboard out and around, so I guess my cruiser deck is getting a little bit soaked. I am done with my shoot for the day. It's awesome. I can't wait to see this final film. It's going to look so gorgeous. The way it's shot is really beautiful. Everyone that worked on it was really great. I'm super excited to see the final product. I just got out of B&H Superstore. I just went and picked up a new mini SD card for the GoPro, so we should be able to film tomorrow, barring a rainstorm or any inclement weather. So we will be able to be back to filming tomorrow, and I also picked up a windscreen for my microphone at home. That's not really important for you guys to know, but it helps with my voiceover work to have a pop filter on my microphone so I can record auditions from home and hopefully book some more work. We are now going to go over to H&M and see if I can actually return my jackets without the receipt. I have the card that I purchased them with. We'll see what they say about taking it back. All right, back to the rain. Okay, so it turns out that H&M will not let you return stuff unless you actually have the receipt with you. You can get store credit, but I actually want the money back on my card, so I'm going to have to wait until I have my receipt back with me, and then I'm going to have to go in and return these two jackets that I bought for the shoot for my wardrobe. I am now at Num Pang Cambodian sandwich shop. I'm going to grab myself some dinner, then I'm going to head home. And I'm going to think about, on my train ride home, I haven't forgotten about it from the beginning of the day, I'm going to think about what my most fun acting job was, or the experience that I enjoyed the most acting, and I'll talk about it when I get home, when I'm a little drier, because I'm absolutely soaked. It's pouring out. I mean, not pouring, but it's raining hard enough that when you're skating through the city, you're going to get soaked. Regardless of all that, I'm going to go get some dinner, then I'm going to head home on the train, and we'll talk about my favorite acting experience.
Obviously, by sheer virtue of you seeing this video and knowing that it's like a fisheye lens, the SD card that I bought at B&H does work, so we are back up and running for the GoPro, which is great because I have to say, I kept forgetting on my iPhone that I actually have to find like where the camera is, the teeny tiny pinpoint camera on the side, and actually look at that, because that actually looks like I'm looking at you. Whereas with the GoPro, I just stare into the center of it and talk, and it does the rest. So I finally made it home. I've taken a shower, I've unpacked my bags, I've gotten my wardrobe out, I've eaten. Yeah, got a beer, I'm sitting down. On my train ride home, I was thinking about it. And also in the shower, I was thinking about it. You know, I've done some cool different stuff, things for TV, things for radio. I've done some cool live performance things. I've done some short films and web series, and yeah, all kinds of interesting acting gigs. And I have to say, one of the most fun things that I've ever done was back in Baltimore. I would say mid to late 90s. I used to work with a really good friend of mine. He used to live up here in the city. He had a theater company called Living Room Theater Company, and we used to do a lot of just like, I don't know, punk rock theater. We do theater on the street. We do theater in people's living rooms. We would actually, I remember at one point we came into a party, like a full-on like keg party, and we did a play. Like, I don't think anyone had any idea that it was going to happen, but we just kind of showed up with set pieces and props, and we put on a play. Some of my fondest memories doing like live performance, live acting, live theater were definitely doing stuff for Living Room Theater Company. And one of my most favorite things that we ever did was, I used to live in a warehouse space in Baltimore, in the middle, near Penn Station in Baltimore, downtown. It was kind of smack dab in the center of the city itself. People would travel through the area that we were at, which was like not residential. It was a warehouse space. It was 5,000 square feet, I think, and I shared it with 2 other roommates, and it was in the center of Baltimore, and, you know, transient people would kind of come through our neighborhood. It was definitely very violent, very segregated in the 90s there, and yeah, I mean, it was not a nice neighborhood. When I first started dating my wife, that was actually when I first started dating my wife, and she would come over to our place. We lived in this warehouse space again that we had, like, renovated into living quarters. Very bohemian and artistic. She used to have to call me on her cell phone. I think the first cell phone she ever got, I was the first person that she called. But she used to have to call me on her cell phone from her car, so I could I could come downstairs, open the front door so she could walk the 10 feet to come inside of our place. Like, the neighborhood was that sketchy. Anyway, we had 5,000 square feet, like, huge warehouse space, and our kitchen was based on top of a stage. The guys who had owned our space before, who had rented our space before, were these musicians, and they used to do concerts inside their home, and so their kitchen was on top of a raised platform like a stage. At one point, we did a show there called Fuck You, Let's Bake. And I don't know if any of you have ever seen Ace of Cakes on the Food Network. It was a show that was on a couple years back. Chef Duff Goldman did Ace of Cakes at a Charm City Bakery out of Baltimore. He was a friend of mine. A lot of people on that show were friends of mine who I either went to college with or knew through college friends. So we did a show. We did a scripted show where we did, and this is before, you know, Food Network had really, like, exploded with cooking shows, with people, you know, doing innovative, different types of cooking shows. We did a live cooking show where Chef Duff Goldman, baked a souffle in front of a live studio audience, and we based it like a game show. I was basically the MC. I had cue cards for the audience that would say stuff like applause or have them shout out, like, obscene things at Duff, and he baked the souffles in real time. We had some musicians on stage who played guitar. At one point we did a question and answer with the chef while we were waiting for the souffles to rise, called Fuck This, Let's Get Baked. The souffles were done and we passed them out to the audience, yeah, it was a really awesome, crazy show that was, I don't know, we created it from scratch, and I'm really proud of it. Like, that was one of my fondest memories, like one of the best gigs I think I've ever done, and that was a while ago. Now, don't get me wrong, I've done amazing things since then, and things I've been insanely proud of, and things that I've created and produced myself, and other stuff that I was in that I didn't produce, but I mean, that one definitely ranks up there as something like we created from scratch and we did it, and I don't know, it was a lot of fun. Thank you, RJ, for posing that question. It was kind of fun to walk down memory lane and to give you guys a little insight to some of the things I've done before. Guys, thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. Have an awesome Tuesday. Tomorrow's forecast does call for rain. I'm going to see if I can get to the BQE and go skate under the bridge there for a little bit, because I think I need to do some skating. See you tomorrow.